Our next speaker is Aldrich Almeida, and Aldrich is going to be talking about software quality at Intel. So thanks very much, Aldrich.
All right. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. I work at Intel. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to make it to this event here today. Appreciate you taking the time from your busy schedules. I have been at Intel for about 18 years now, and in the software industry for a longer time. And I think, like many of you, I'm guessing, I started off as a software developer, and then I didn't even, when I went in for that job, I was interviewed to be a hardware guy, but they put me into software because that job had gone away. So it was a whole learning experience for me. I started with software development, and then from software development, like I guess everybody, went to project lead, project manager, had a little bit of a crisis, thought I was getting too far off from software, went back to doing development, and then back again, engineering manager, program manager, and then I joined this quality team at Intel. And eventually in that quality team, I took on this role of being a quality manager. So why am I getting into all this? I just want to say that I've enjoyed, I think, every single job that I've had through my career. But this single job at Intel, being a quality manager, has been for me, one of the most rewarding times for me, because the sheer breadth and scope of what I get to do as a quality person at Intel, the people I work with, the development teams, and it doesn't just stop there. It's the customer support teams, it's the regulation, it's the compliance, it's the training, it's everybody. It's like almost drinking through a fire hose, sort of. That has been really, really rewarding for me. So I just want to put a plug-in out there and say it's a really, really good to be in quality. And I think personally, irrespective of your backgrounds, if you're development or so, everybody should at least spend some time in quality. Okay, all right. So I'm here to talk about the culture of quality at Intel. So I just want to take you back in time a little bit. Intel was founded in '68, so about 50 years ago. And it was started off by Gordon Moore and Robert Noyce. And they were working at Fairchild. They knew about this transistor thing. They wanted to do integrated circuits, so they left, came down to California, and started Intel. And here we are today. So at Intel, we do, we are in a broad market. We are in desktops, notebooks. We are in servers. We are in the embedded markets. We do networking and a whole slew of things. So we've had quite a bit of success. And this focus, Intel's known for its products, but I think other than that, we're known for sort of pushing the envelope with Moore's Law. And more so, we're known for the quality of our hardware more than our software, right? So this served us very well. We've done very well through late 90s and early 2000s. And then somewhere around the 2000, early 2000 timeframe, through our various sensing networks, we started realizing that customers were asking us or needed more from Intel than just being top-notch quality on silicon. They needed us to evolve. And out of that realization, a lot of sort of soul searching within, we kind of evolved and said, we are more than just a silicon company. What we are really is a platform company that does both hardware and software. And I think, you might think like, that's what everybody does, but we were so focused on silicon and hardware and manufacturing. So this really required a little bit of a mind shift. So, and out of that was sort of born this whole effort where we started bringing in software and software quality as a big way into Intel. Now, just to sort of tell you the scope of this, Intel's mission is to bring smart connected devices to everybody across the world and to make sure that if this device is smart and connected, then it works best on Intel platforms. So we have to scale everything that we do on software development, from these small embedded devices or memory or whatever we do, right up to high performance servers, which shouldn't have any downtime, right? And we want to bring uniform or sort of consistent quality, meeting customers' expectations across these devices. So we do this within Intel by having a horizontal group, which is where I work in, and that's the Corporate Quality Network, Intel Software Quality, and we span across the various segments at Intel. So we are in client, which is the desktops and notebooks. We are in our IoT market. We are in the data center, servers, lots of new technology. I'm not going to get into all of this. What this enables us to do as the Intel Software Quality Group is it helps us to first understand the various business needs across our various market segments. It helps us to work very closely because we embed within these teams. They don't consider us as those software quality guys. We are working with these development people across and also working closely with customer support and regulation and all, like I said. But what it enables us to do too is we do give a lot of flexibility to teams. We tell them to go and innovate, think about new ways of how they want to do their development, whether it's agile or something else, safe or whatever. But it allows us to take this group, our group, CQN, to go and look at what works best in a certain team and then take the best of that and spread it across Intel, right? And we're not dictatorial. I mean, we don't go and impose and tell people you have to do this. But usually when there's a good idea, we find that when we enable this through us and people trust us a lot because we're kind of independent, we're not embedded only in one group. And when we take a good idea and we use our network to spread these ideas across, people pick up on the good ideas and those catch fire within Intel. So, okay. Here's what we do. Here's our what we execute to. I'll just show that briefly. What we strive to do with all the teams is we want to have these things enabled across our teams. We do take part in all our products in terms of defining the quality and so forth. I'm not saying we don't have go, no-go meetings. Of course we do. But what we strive for is to make sure that before you get to that point where you're deciding whether you're a go, no-go with a product, you have all the indicators that you need for a very long time, always on indicators that are telling you, yes, you're going to hit that or not. We want to provide indicators to our team saying, okay, if you're doing a product today, here's our history. We can bring in that history to you and we can tell you how or how you're performing today compared to the previous product and your likeliness of hitting a particular milestone or so. We don't just raise alarms to people saying you're not hitting your quality goals. We do, in fact, go and look at issues, and then we work very closely with the teams. We do root cause analysis. We really help the teams do a better job with what they're doing. And we are very connected. We have a sister org, and we have other orgs. We are very, very connected to what our customers are telling us, and we're always bringing that back into our teams. Now, one thing that I'd like to say about this team in terms of culture, and I'm not a culture guru or anything, right? But I do believe we bring a lot of awareness to teams, and we do impact the quality of software at Intel. And I'm going to go from right to left to give you an idea of what all we do. Because we don't just stop at just working with the validation teams or the development teams or saying, hey, you got to do better code reviews and things like that. We as a group have built a brand, and people know us within Intel as the folks that run the Software Professionals Conference at Intel. It's an annual event. We have more than close to 100,000 employees across the world. We run this conference annually across the world. We get lots of papers, lots of submissions. There are awards associated with that. It's very prestigious. So we run that conference for Intel across all our sites. We also have something called the Quality Award at Intel. Again, that's a very prestigious event. Once you get an award, you're very recognized at Intel. A lot of people make submissions. And this is not something that we award people for, something you did for 3 months and improved it. We look for systemic improvements that were made, and year over year, we see business results and improvements and also learnings that were taken from maybe your project into different other teams, right? So both these together creates a lot of awareness with people on the need to do these things, and also creates a lot of visibility for us. We do also within our team have a tools team that works to build quality tools within different organizations and to be able to roll that out uniformly. The other thing that we do also is within our team, we can go to a particular group and we can assess that team, right? We can assess them for different key process areas, and we can give them a report and say, here's where you stand today. It's very confidential, but we can tell them how they're doing, and then we can introduce them to other best practices, and then we can help them improve their quality level. The other things that we do also is, again, which is very important, we keep Intel safe. And that also gives us an ability to go to many different teams at Intel, get our foot in the door and say, got to make sure you're legally compliant and you're security compliant. And of course, our main job is make sure your products are healthy and validated and so forth before they go out the door. So that's it. I just wanted to tell you about our organization and how we sort of weave quality, how we build our brand within Intel, and how we encourage people to deliver quality products and to make their solutions, to make that visible to the rest of Intel. So with that, I just want to leave you with, don't stop just at testing or validation. Try to build your brand, try to create that awareness, and use whatever network and abilities you have. Thank you.
Great.